right, guys, what is going on? What is good? Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. What's good, gang? What's poppin'? Hope you guys are blessed today. I would hope so. Let's see who's here. Move this mic a little bit as well. What's good, Naruto 2020? It is Taco Tuesday, baby. Taco Tuesday. What's good, Willow, Andreas, Millie, Tiago, Nikki, Leon. What's poppin'? No real announcements other than I am working on our next tier. So tier 3, working on it. You know, we did oh, we'll cover that in a minute. I definitely clicked the wrong tab on that. So we'll do the tier 3 pretty soon. We ended up voting. I mean, I like voting, right? I mean, at least on YouTube, not in America, but here on YouTube we vote, right? Just like yesterday we had the candlestick colors. You guys, for whatever reason, voted for the calm, so we brought it back. And we did a vote a few weeks ago. We'll do another one today just to see if anything changed, but I doubt it. And it was a vote between Discord or Telegram. So we will start that poll again. See how many votes we can get. I think we got over 50 votes yesterday, so we'll see how many votes we can get today. We may have less people on. I'm not sure. It's a members only chat today, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But I agree, Willow. Discord offers more stuff. And I mean, dude, there's so much you can do with it. It's ridiculous. And there's like games and all kind of stuff. So it's very complicated and I'm trying to figure it out. And I'd rather fucking hire somebody to do it. In all honesty, you guys know how I feel about back office stuff, paperwork and all that stuff. It just takes too much away from other things, like hopefully not trading, but you know, it may take away from that, and that's what I really don't want. As far as today goes, man, I really don't know. I think today's been a little bit, I don't want to say out of touch, because I feel like that's not the greatest thing, but I do feel like I have not been able to find something high enough probability for me to actually trade on. And so I feel like really sitting on the sidelines today. But we will follow up with what we did yesterday. Did you guys set alerts yesterday? Did you set the... I think there was 3 alerts we set yesterday. 1 was on the Dow. 2 was on the S&P. So we'll follow up with dollar index, British pound, gold, and of course, we're already on the indices. Guys, you already know the drill. Drop a like if the sound is good. You already know the deal. We got 23 people on. We got 4 likes. That's a fucked up ratio. We got to fix it. We got to fix it. You guys know the drill. Thank you, Willow. Yeah, it's just you know, like a check-in, right? Like you're here, you slap a like on it, and then we're good to go. Was good, Charlie? All right. So I accidentally showed you the image already, so fuck, I guess we'll start with that. So when you are here, okay? When you are here on the YouTube channel and I tell you, hey, I'm going to screenshot this, or I'm putting an alert here, I'm not just doing that like for me, okay? I'm doing that for you. So I'm telling you like, hey, I'm screenshotting this so we can look at it later, so we can follow up when the market closes, because I'm not going to do a 3-hour stream 4 days a fucking week, okay? So we took this yesterday, and this was right after 1 o'clock. So what was it that we were looking at? Well, you can see the storyline here. We had an upside target. I said if I was wrong, then we would come down here. But the bias was still liquidity at 44.47. I'll get into the lobster thing in just a minute too. And then I told you I was looking for 44.50. All right. So when price is here, right, we talked about short-term run on liquidity, that if it was going to go higher, it'd go lower first, right? So we saw that lower movement. Then we did zoom out because we spent a lot of time on the 5-minute yesterday. We did. But we went out to the 15 for a minute, and this was just after it happened. I was looking at it going, okay, well, you know, this is where we're at. So I think like this particular formation here is not all that sexy to me, but it's still a low, high, lower low. It just would have been better if it took liquidity, but it didn't. Okay, I don't make the rules. I just interpret price, and that's it. So this, we identified this up candle here, and then we identified this imbalance right in here. And so right as price started to react off of that, we went, okay, we'll screenshot this. We'll see where it's at. Either at the end of the day, or since we're here now, we'll take a look at it. So where is it? All right, well, there it is. I just don't have the orange box on here. I mean, you guys know I always like delete shit and always have to mark it up later. But there it is. Okay, we did come down a second time into that mitigation later on in the afternoon, like right before the close as well. But nonetheless, right into the close, okay, I think it went to like 44.45.5, and then just after the market closed, it ended up rallying above those highs right there. So like 5 minutes, I think, after the market closed. Yeah, which is interesting. That is a little interesting. But either way, so that's worth studying, right? That's worth noting. And we always talk about, from time to time, we talk about leaving a piece on, leaving a partial on, right? Why is that? Well, look where it's at now, big fella. So how's that for a before and after? How's that? Right there, boom. 44.35.5. Okay, it came back to 44.35. It did. Now it's at the 44.50s, 60s. Now you could argue, oh yeah, John, you know, this is my first time seeing you, and you could be fucking taking screenshots left and right. You're right, we could do that. But that was the only one we did yesterday. That was the only screenshot I told you to take, was that one. So, how about that? How about that? Catch me outside. But anyway, what we do today, honestly, I don't know. I really don't. I had this imbalance marked up going into this afternoon session, but I just don't trust it, bro. I don't trust it. Because there's a lot of things I don't trust, okay? The Dow is up nice today. It's leading again. and I don't want to short Dow. And well, if I don't want to short Dow, then I probably am not going to short the others. If we look at Nasdaq, it did distribute here, but it didn't have that same imbalance. It traded above that. So like this same imbalance here, Nasdaq was above that, and S&P kind of like filled it in and then went lower. So it's like, I don't know. I just don't, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Like gut feeling, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but that's how I feel right now. It's like, I mean, if there was equal lows, I would probably trust that, but we don't have that. So to me, this was not worth taking for a short. Okay. If it does trade lower, it'll probably wreck these lows though. Because you probably have like this nice movement here. You're probably going to have some, anyone who was long during that, they're probably going to have stops below that low. So I could totally see that. Yeah, what's good, Anon? Speaking of members, the back office hasn't updated today, so it's still, I'm still going to leave it at 127, but I think we are closer to 130. I'm actually not sure. YouTube kind of, sometimes they update quick and sometimes they don't. So I don't know, but I know that we definitely have over 125, which is cool. And that's why I'm working on getting you guys a actual community. So that way you can chat other than just here, you know, on YouTube. It'll be somewhere else as well. So things are in the works, all right? But you just got to be patient. I'm trying to work fast, but I'm trying to do it right, okay? And I'd rather do it right and slow than wrong and fast. And when I start giving you guys business lessons, that's probably going to be one of the things you're going to learn as well. And yeah, Don, we are. I mean, we got 70 members in 30 days. So, shit, I can only imagine where it's going to be by Christmas. In 2020, how much the tier 3 is going to be, it's not going to be expensive. Okay. But I was gonna ask you guys that too, like what you think an appropriate price would be. But I pretty much already have an idea in mind. And it's definitely not going to be 100. It's not even going to be close to that. I think, I mean, I think it's worth way more than that. I mean, I believe personally I could probably slap $200 a month on what we do here. I really believe that. But am I going to force people to pay $200 a month? No, I'm not going to do that. And that is one of my business beliefs, is to under promise and over deliver, and to also not undercharge to be like disrespectful, but I'm saying like if you have a price, you should give people more value than what they pay for, is what I'm saying. So, you know, what we do here and creating a community, yeah, I could probably make a shit ton of money by putting a high price on it, but I don't want to do that. And some people want to learn and they just don't have the money for it. And I understand that too. So yeah, we'll figure it out, but it's not going to be expensive, I promise. But anyway, Euro USD, you don't like limit orders? Well, I don't know what to tell you about that. Ryan, welcome to tier 1. Welcome. Let me see. Drop some celebration emojis. So it's technically the birthday one, but drop some celebratory emojis for our newest member, Ryan. Welcome. We're glad you're here. And yeah, Charlie, I know. I understand. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I think this could hit. Am I going to trade that? No. But I think that could easily be a possibility for today. It's just internal liquidity, lower end of the range. That's a little bit probably. It's probably just below 50%. Actually, that pretty much puts it right at that 618. So that's probably logical. There's probably stops there. So I would probably expect some acceleration to the downside here. So we'll see, but we'll come back to that. And again, I'm not going to actively trade that. So we'll see. But I do want to do some follow-ups real quick. So let's talk about the dollar index. What did we talk about yesterday? That 101.92 level. We said we were bearish on the dollar. And, well, where are we at, big fella? 101.70s. So that's pretty nice. We talked about how the dollar trading lower would be a extra confluence for the indices to go higher. We saw that, right? Beautiful intermarket analysis. Not always my favorite. I usually don't do dollar and indices together like that, but given the daily, it made sense. It lined up, so there it is. When we talked yesterday about currencies, what did we talk about? Well, I briefly mentioned the euro. I kind of just breezed past it. I more so mentioned British pound. I said these highs right here, it doesn't seem like it would just stop here and go lower. I think it's going to jam through that. And, well, lo and behold, we are, from that level at least, we're like 75 pips above that. So, dollar index lower, there's 1 for 1. British pound going higher, 2 for 2. Indices higher, 3 for 3. And just to give a complete analysis of everything we talked about, I also told you I was sticking with the bias of a higher gold. So is gold up today? Yes. Was there opportunities to go higher today? Yes. Okay. Let's see. Well, at least during London, New York kind of went to shit there, but London had opportunities to go higher. It is pulling back, I agree, but all in all, it is up from yesterday. So that's why we have 444 in the title. I was gonna put Wendy's 4 for 4, but I didn't want like a copyright or no shit, so I just put 444. But yeah. And that is exactly what I was talking about earlier on my story today. Some people will tell you to specialize in one asset. You should only trade one asset. Okay, so the problem with that is if you only do that, you miss relative strength and you miss intermarket analysis. So how is it that I can come on here and be right on 4 different assets? Why is that? Well, it's not to brag, maybe a little bit, but it's more so to show you that the skill set can be learned. Okay. Jerome Powell's not fucking calling me saying, hey bro, we're going to pump the dollar or we're going to, wreck the dollar. No, that's not the case. Okay. But intermarket analysis will help you by aligning the dollar with indices or dollar with currencies. That's not intermarket, but the dollar index is important. Okay. And my point is, if you don't do intermarket or relative strength, you are going into battle with a fucking wooden sword. Okay. That's my point. All right. So look at British pound. Okay. Just look at it. Nice and smooth to the upside. That's what we talked about. We talked about that, right? I said it wouldn't just stop here and roll over. It would make sense to just blow through that. All right, what has it done? Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. All right, well, let's take a look at Euro. Yeah, but the Euro is correlated, and I prefer the Euro because I only trade one asset. Okay, what's the Euro doing? It's fucking lower. Oh, but, you know, the dollar, if that's going to go lower, well, NZD, you know, that's going to be higher. No, New Zealand's lower. Well, Australian, but, you know, it's correlated. It's opposite of dollar. Is it? Because that bitch is lower too. All right. British pound is damn. Look at this list right here. Aussie down, Kiwi down, Euro. It says 0.05, but that bitch is lower. Okay. Swiss franc lower, Ninja lower, CAD lower, dollar lower. British pound was the only currency today on the majors list that rallied. Come on, bro. You know, I come on here and I fucking hand out free money, dude. That's what we do here. I'm literally giving you free money, 75 pips on British pound, or maybe less if you know, obviously played something in here. I didn't look at it this morning, but 350 right there during London. What do you have? Boom. Break of structure. Imbalance right there. Takes off. I mean, dude. British pound. Think during New York. It did take a pullback during New York, ultimately. But if you stayed with the bias of long on British pound, if you didn't get stopped out because you got a fucked up entry, at least you got direction, okay? At least you got direction. You know? I mean, I've had students in the past that purposely went on the other side of my bias and they got their face ripped off. You know, shit, I never understood that. And I'm not always right. I'm not trying to say that because I'm not. You guys know that. But it's like, dude, I gave you the reasoning for all of this. Why should dollar go lower? Why should British pound go higher? Why British pound is better tradable or likely going to be the leader to the upside versus the euro. You got to trade the right asset, bro. Oh, you should just trade one thing. Fuck that. How you have someone like me, okay, go in here and wipe the floor on all of it. It's not because I specialize in one thing, just dollar or just euro or just S&P or whatever. It's like, no, bro, learn price action. If not yesterday and today, I have proved my point. I do this every week. And yes, sometimes I do get it wrong. But more times than not, you see me come in here, point to where I think it's going to go, and it hits more times than it doesn't. It doesn't matter the asset. That should give you confidence. Not to learn one asset, to learn price action. Okay? Then you can trade whatever the fuck you want. Whatever you want after that. So that was the point I was trying to make. Okay? You can specialize if you want to. That's fine. But you're going to limit yourself. You're going into battle with a wooden sword. I'm going in that bitch with a tank. Okay? So good luck. You got a cardboard shield, bro. That's all I'm saying. Because you're going to only trade the euro. And then you're going to look at it and be like, well, damn. I took a loss. I got stopped out. But British pound, oh man, that was the better play. Yeah. But you just wanted to focus on one asset. So anytime somebody asks me that, that's everything I just told you the last 20 minutes. That is like my mindset. You can specialize if you want to, but I just think that's a waste. Okay? I think it's a waste. You know, I come in here, I give you stocks, I give you commodities. There's not one market that we have not called something on, other than crypto and penny stocks. Probably, I'm not good at crypto. I've always been open about that. But indices handled, commodities handled, stocks handled, currencies handled. I mean, it's all the same shit, bro. It's all the same. And now I got clapped trying to buy British pound. Well, I don't know what you did wrong there. I don't know what you did wrong. But let's go out to a weekly for a second. Well, I didn't give you an upside target because, in all honesty, I don't have one. That's a fat imbalance on the weekly, and that is actually larger on the daily. So I think it's hard to say, and I'm not going to try and pick an exact top. I'm just not going to do that. But when you have significant movement, okay, like, so you have this first leg here, then you have like a second leg there. So New York, I would be a little bit skeptical going long because you've already had two significant movements to the upside. Okay, this was a 50-60 pip run on that second leg. So for me to demand more, like, oh, give me a third move, like, it's asking for a lot, man. So I think it definitely depends on, you know, what you did. I mean, which time frame. I'm guessing you were looking at the smaller time frames. I could be wrong. That's just what I'm guessing, but that run during London, I mean, it had one imbalance here on the 15-minute, which it did come back into. But it's, again, it's the point here is I'm trying to tell you that after one, even two significant movements, it is a lot to demand more again. So if you were looking during London, great. New York probably didn't have the greatest opportunities. I mean, because this is kind of gross in my opinion. New York is here. So New York, and then it drops down. Yeah, it rallies, imbalance, makes a new high, and then comes back down again. So I probably would have broke even if I traded that this morning. And then it'd be flying right now, and I'd be like, wow, that's great. So it happens, man. Sometimes you can have a bias and not find an entry, and it takes off without you, and that's it. I mean, you can't be upset about it. And yes, we do have dollar news tomorrow. We do. Thank you, Willow. I don't know if I'm gonna clip that or not, but we'll see. I mean, shit, if I had like an assistant or somebody that could clip for me, I would totally do that. But trying to do everything yourself is a lot. Because I still got to do our market review tonight as well for tier 2 members. So that'll be after this stream. And don't feel like a goober if you got stopped at a break even, okay? A break even is always better than a loss. You know? You were in a long pre-lunch. Well, yeah, I don't know. There's a very small imbalance right there. If I was short, I wouldn't want us to trade above that. Like if I was shorting this, I would want it to run from here. I would not want price to trade above this imbalance. And if it does, then I'd probably be wrong about shorting at least. But that's what I think, but I'm not going to take that. You said Dow, right? Wait a minute. You were long pre-lunch. Where were you long from on Dow? And that was the alert we had yesterday. Wasn't it? Right? Or am I tripping? No, it was. It was this high that was taken as well. Right at the close. Or just after. So that alert triggered for you 100%. Here's why I didn't really care for today, okay? Oh, that's why. Okay. So watch this. When we go to regular trading hours, this is what happened today. I mean, you could easily do this by just switching to DJI, but you know, whatever. We opened here and we opened significantly higher from yesterday's closing price, okay? So sometimes you'll have gaps like this and then it'll just run without you. All right, not a big deal. But sometimes it'll gap like this and then come back into that gap and rally higher. Okay? Now, one thing that used to confuse me is I used to look at this and go, well, is it going to come down halfway? Is it going to come down all the way? Is it going to come down and take these lows? Like, what are we actually going to do here? Okay? Now watch this, okay? Watch this. When you have these price levels here, and I just want to make sure this is correct. Whatever those price levels are, when you have that, you go to electronic trading hours. Okay, you can see yesterday's close and where we opened today, right? So what's inside of that? What's inside of it? Well, let's go back to yesterday for a brief moment. What do we have here? Well, we got all this bullshit yesterday. And again, I'll get into the lobster thing in just a minute too. This high was met, right? But yesterday's consolidation was horrendous. And I was saying, I was on Twitter yesterday, I said S&P rallies final hour or I'm eating ramen noodles, you know, for dinner. And I tweeted after, I didn't put the second tweet on the chart, but I tweeted right after that and said, it's either ramen noodles or lobster. There is no in between. And what I was saying is that if we're long on the S&P and I want it to go higher, either it's going to go up and we're going to make a bunch of money, or it's going to go down and we're stuck with ramen noodles. Okay. That was like essentially the idea. So when the S&P ran to at least the not 50 level, but it ran to the morning high, that's why I tweeted the lobster saying like, look, we were right, it rallied. Okay. If you look at Dow, when it rallied like this, look close. All right. And this is why, again, yesterday was just very, that final hour just made me want to rip my beard out, dude. It was crazy because it did a whole lot of nothing until like the last 10 minutes. But what do you have right here? You have some lows, don't you? Some lows, right? So what do you think's resting right there? What do you think's resting right there? Stops. You know that. Right there. Liquidity, yeah, same shit. So what happened? Again, now we'll look at, okay, pay attention because it's still part of the same lesson here. So what is now taking place here? Right before the open. Or the open is here. But now what do you see? Take a look. I'll give you a minute. What happened during London? What did it do? Low, high, lower low. Look at those wicks right there. It's digging in to that liquidity and then rallying, right? I mean, yeah, you're right. It did consolidate, run higher first and then lower. You're right. You're right, Cameron. But the whole point is me showing you that this is now a mitigation that is within that gap, is what I'm saying. Because you put all these up candles together. All right? Like a little party. You put them all together. Now what do you see? There's an overlap, isn't there? Between this gray box. We'll go back one more time just to make sure you guys can see it. Okay? And the markups look all fucked up. Here's yesterday's gap during the stock exchange trading, which is the regular trading hours according to TradingView. Okay, so that's only when the stock exchange is open, public, not electronic. So that's that gap, right? So now you see what is taking place. Oh. Shit. Well, that makes sense. Your opening gap, it drops down, but in the electronic trading, it drops down and into a mitigation. Then it runs. Oh. Now it makes more sense, right? Now I didn't see that this morning. I was fucking tired. I still am. But what I wanted was actually the S&P to go lower. And I was actually looking at a 1 minute time frame. I mean, no surprise there, okay? And we had some lows here and some lows here, and I thought about maybe that low as well. I mean, if we really got intense. So I'm watching this like a minute or two later. I'm like, oh shit, it's dropping. It sweeps some highs. We have equal lows down here. I'm like, oh, that's a bet. That is a bet. If we rally, I'm going to short that. And then it just goes lower instead. I'm like, okay, well, fuck. It hit my target. What am I supposed to do now? Nothing. So to me, I mean, I was going to wait for maybe another opportunity to see what we could do, but I've been working on other stuff today. I'm like, you know what? My targets have been met. I'm not looking at this like a mitigation to go lower. Why would I? But in case you were wondering what this is here, why I have this box here, because this is an imbalance that it did reach into, and then it traded through it back into it to go higher. Okay? And I mean, I wouldn't have bought that either. Like right here, I wouldn't have bought that. But it did sweep equal lows on a small time frame here to go higher. So to me, you see that the Dow's really bullish today. It's still trading higher and higher. And I just don't want to go against that. We could go against it, but I mean, you can always step on a train track and just wait for a train. You know what I mean? That it's fucking retarded to do that. You know, you're going to hurt yourself, obviously. But that's not what I want to do. I don't want to go against what we're seeing here. Now, part of me thinks, well, we rallied. We got this big bull flag here. It might rip ass to the downside. It could. But again, we're not looking for quantity setups. We're looking for quality setups. And right now, I just don't see that. I just don't. And I'm not trying to force this idea. All right. If I was in this right now, we've been here for a few different candles. And I would be getting impatient. Because as soon as it starts to trade lower, it comes right back up again. Like, that's not what you want to see. That's not what you want to see. So, those are my thoughts for today. Okay? There was something else I was going to tell you, and I forgot. Yeah. Anyway. But you missed your first entry and then finessed the second one. Then went break even earlier than I should have. Well, at least you recognize it. At least you know. At least you're aware. So, I've done that many times. Many, many times. Probably more than I'd like to admit, but I've done it too. You know, you get a decent entry, you go break even, and then it comes out to get you, and then that's it. So, but, you know, that's why I always say I look at it as better than a loss, because I want to look at it in a good light, not in a bad light. You see a lot of traders out here that are just miserable. Miserable. Man, I broke even. I didn't catch the whole move. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. It's like, bro, you need to look at the bright side. You don't want to sit here and struggle through trading. There's a difference between like actively learning and engaging, and then there's just pure being miserable. You don't want to do that to yourself. You don't want to make learning how to trade a entirely negative experience. Okay? You want to like look for the good things too. You want to have a abundance mindset, not a limited beliefs mindset, or scarcity mindset rather. Okay? So, you know, do what you want. At the end of the day, it's your account, it's your mindset, it's your career. But that's what I would do. So, because let me tell you something. A break even in the S&P, like even at 1 point, okay. Well, 1 point is still $50. Still $50. Your fucking membership here isn't $50. You know what I'm saying? Think of it like that then. So, those are my thoughts, man. And I'm really trying to think of what I had more for you and I don't remember. But I guess we'll just chill. We'll just hang out for a bit. If you guys agree, drop a like for me. We got about 40, 42 of you on here. We got 25 likes. Oh shit, my computer. We got to do a sound check. Can you guys still hear me? Or am I Mr. Roboto? Sounds good. All right. Thank you, Naruto. Thank you, Jada. Appreciate that. I guess we'll just watch this then for a minute and see what we do. Now we should see acceleration here. Now, I guess the question is, how far would it go below that low? That's hard to say. I don't know. I do not know. Oh, you know what? Look at that. The Nasdaq didn't have a imbalance, but it did have a gap right there. Look at that. What a beauty. What a beauty. Look at that. The Dow refusing to do anything for me. Bitch ass Dow Jones. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah, shout out to Willow, man. The Stoicism stuff you got me on is really gonna help with my trading mindset as well. Yeah, dude, that's why I put you guys on to it. Matter of fact, I was having a conversation a little bit today, but more so yesterday with Donald Robertson. No shit. Donald Robertson, bro. Well, John, who is that? Well, I'd hate for you to ask because that was one of the book of the months from last year. Okay? So I know your fucking ass didn't pay attention. But just to clarify, yes. How to Think Like a Roman Emperor by Donald Robertson. That was book of the month. One of them, I think it was last year or earlier this year. And someone completely different had said something online, and then Donald, I guess, commented, and I commented too, but I didn't know it was him. And then he commented back to me, and I was like, oh shit, you're Donald Robertson. I was like, bro, your book is awesome. I appreciate it. I told him I was book of the month for you guys and everything. And then the thread just kept going, and people were talking, and they were asking each other questions, kind of thing about Seneca and the context behind Seneca being, heavily connected with Nero and all this other shit that I don't know if you guys really would entirely get it unless you've studied Stoicism for a while. But it's just fun though, because it's like good conversation between a couple other people and Donald. And then, he's given his commentary, which he doesn't have to do. He doesn't have to give his expertise out there like that, but he does. I was like, this is awesome. I was like, I imagine this is what the students did like 2,000 years ago at the painted porch. They probably sat around and asked questions to, I think it was Zeno, I think was the painted porch. I think Zeno was the founder of Stoicism. And they probably just sat around, and he probably had his lectures, kind of like what I'm doing with you guys right now. I'm giving you guys lectures, and they probably were asking questions, and they probably had dialogue, and it was probably a good time. So that's what I said to them. I'm like, this is probably the online version of the painted porch. So they liked it. They were like, oh yeah, that's cool. All right. So how would you feel now if you shorted this imbalance and then it starts to run your way and then immediately comes back on you? You wouldn't feel good, right? I wouldn't. I'd feel great, but like, oh yeah, we're going lower, and then whoop, right back up. I'd be like, oh shit. Well, it's equal highs on a 1 minute too. That's probably not advantageous for shorts either, but yeah, if anything, that gap would have been better for the Nasdaq here. Oh, yeah. You know what? In about 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna have a really cool video for you guys about, well, in my video, I was basically saying it's like Hustler's University. Like, I'm gonna teach you how to hustle, right? So I don't want to give you all the details right now, but I pretty much finessed the last 2 days, and I want to tell you all about it in that video. And it'll be out soon. It'll be real short. It'll be like probably 3 minutes, 4 minutes long. But I documented everything that I did. I documented, and you'll see it. But it's really cool. It'll be awesome. Can I take a look at Riot stock? Sure. Eesh. This thing's been booming this year. It was at 4 and now it's at 17. What exactly are you looking for? Oh my heavens. What kind of bullshit are we looking at, bro? What is this? Jesus, this is pump and dump city, bro. Tim Sykes probably has his name all over this bullshit. You got in at 6. Oh, very nice. I mean, you almost tripled at 18. But yeah, I don't trade stocks like this. But on a weekly time frame, that's a big ass weekly mitigation right here, though. I tell you that. Look at that. Down candle, low, high, lower, low. Traded through it. Down in. Price trades from what to what? Liquidity to liquidity, or liquidity to imbalance. Oh. Man, it works on stocks. It works on bullshit ass stocks. Yes. That's literally how the market moves, man. Hello. Excuse me. Lows here, swept, rallies. I guess this gap right here, and then runs. If this has options, I want to see what the options would be doing in here. Because from 10 to 17, oh my heavens. I mean, those options must be ridiculous if this stock has it. I don't know if they do. I mean, it's cool though. It's going up, but I would not hold on to this forever. I mean, from 10 or like you said, 6 all the way to 17, and it's in that weekly imbalance, I would get rid of some of it if it was me. I mean, I did the same shit with JP Morgan. I hit 145. I sold a decent portion, still holding, I think 2/3, which is cool. I think JP Morgan's up today too. That shit is blessed. Look at that. Look at that. Do we have an alert? Oh, we do at 147.97. That's the weekly gap fill. I'll probably sell more there too. I'll probably sell another third right there. Maybe a little bit less. And then probably hold it. Probably indefinitely, because I mean, look at this. We still have big gaps up here at the 165s. Maybe even some new highs at 170, 175. So that will probably take a long time. I'm not sure. I mean, but it's definitely probably going to take months if we do that. So we'll have to see. But I don't know what you want me to do with Riot. It's booming. And what a lot of people do is they get greedy when they catch big moves, and they don't take profits along the way, and that's when people get chopped up. I see it all the time. All the time. Okay? Yeah, it's just dancing here. It's just dancing. Those 1 minute equal highs, meaning that. Eric, we voted yesterday, and the vote was like 80-20. 80% of the people wanted the black and or the calm settings, so that's what we're going to roll with. You know, majority votes, man. That's just how it is. Yeah, Willow. The biggest flip I had on Vive was the first golden dragon girl. I bought her for 90 and then sold her the same day for 2,500 or something like that. So I started Vive with 200 gems. I ran it up to like 4,000 and some change. And then, God, it's probably like at 1,200 gems or something. Like it's fucked. All the shit that I bought, even at like 50-60% under mint, even that like fell in half or more. I'm like, fuck. Vive got its face ripped off. And one thing too is I spent a few $100s each on the movie NFTs. You remember Top Gun? Dude, I shit you not. I damn near bought out the fucking theater. I was like, I want this row and that row, or like I want these 4 seats and these 4 seats over here. I want to watch the movie, but I don't want to have anybody next to me type shit. So yeah, I mean, I literally went in there and the guy was scanning tickets, and I'm like, I did the same shit for Jurassic Park too. I'm like, here's a ticket, here's another one, here's another one. I'm like, bro, I got quite a few of these, and so I got the pins and everything, and the posters and all that. Let's see. I don't know what I did with them. Here we go. Here's one of them. They were handing out the top Maverick. Can you guys see that? Let me see. The Maverick pins. I got a few of those too. So I got the posters, which I don't know where the fuck they went, but I got a few of these too. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe one of the first, movie ticket or like NFTs you get from movies, maybe that might be worth something one day. So I got some helmets. Bro, these helmets were like 200 mint, 150 mint out of like 10,000. I'm like, okay, I got like top 2% mints on these helmets, right? I'm like, oh, this is blessed. And them shits is worth fucking nothing. So oh, that's right. That's what I was going to tell you about Vive while we're watching Price fucking not do anything. The Jurassic Park one, I was hyped because Jurassic Park was my favorite movie as a kid. So they were like, oh, we're going to do NFTs, for movie tickets. I'm like, oh, shit. So I bought, I think, like 10 or 20 tickets because I wanted the NFTs. And then this is why I lost respect for Vive after I had already lost a bunch of respect for them anyway. So I was thinking, because this is what happened. I tweeted this too. I said, I predict that Vive is going to launch a Jurassic Park, drop, right? But here's the kicker. I said they'll do like 4 out of 5 as what you can purchase on Vive. But they'll make the secret rare the movie ticket one, so you can't have a complete set unless you went to the movies. That was what I guessed, right? So we all went out, watched the movie. It was kind of shitty movie, but whatever. And then Vive does a drop, and they made them shit separate. I got bitch ass movie posters. Wasn't even part of the set that they did. I'm like, you rugged us, bro. You bamboozled us big time. So I spent $20 each to get a movie poster that's worth like $5. So yeah, after that I was like, nah, Vive, you're a scam, bro. You're a fucking straight up scam. And they did that like the night before or 2 nights before the drop. you know, or maybe the day of the drop. I don't remember, but I just remember feeling so disrespected. I felt so disrespected. I'm like, this is such a cash grab. So I never bought anything since then. And I have all my NFTs now, but they're all worth like 80% less than what I paid for them. Oh yeah, they went straight to the bank. Straight to the bank. That's why they didn't let anybody withdraw for like fucking 2 years. They're like, yeah, you can deposit, sure, but you ain't gonna withdraw for shit. Like, it's so dumb, bro. So we'll see. But yeah, the and then Recur, oh my god, don't even get me started on Recur. With the what happened was we ended up getting the movie tickets, right, to get the NFTs, and then you had to go create an account for Recur. And then here's the fucked up part. At first, they were like, oh, you can't claim more than one per account. I'm like, so now I got to create one account for each NFT that I got. And then they were like, yeah, but, and then it's like, okay, you do that, but then you can't transfer from one account to another. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you guys are like doing everything in your power to just piss people off. And I went into their Discord, bro, and I let their fucking admins, I ripped them a new asshole, bro. I was like, so just make it to where we can have more than one. Like, we can claim more than one per account. And they were like, oh, we can't do that. We can't do that. I'm like, so right off the bat, you just want to piss everybody off. That's a great business model. Great business model. Sounds like another business model that I know from a company we're not going to fucking mention. Right? That's what they do. They sit around and they go, what can we do to just piss everybody off? That's what we're going to do. Right? And then these businesses wonder why they don't have customers. Why are we hemorrhaging customers? Why do you think? Why do you fucking think? But hey, whatever, man. Whatever. But yeah, Recur. So, I mean, I have them. Actually, I'm going to check my OpenSea real quick. Now that y'all got me started, rattled over this bullshit. Y'all got me upset now. Thinking about all this bread I lost on these NFTs. It's all right. You win some, you lose some. Yeah, don't even get me started on fucking helium. Christ. Helium was cool. Trying to see details. It's the level. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I lied. So it wasn't 10,000. It's 100,000. I have number 427 out of 99,995. Right? Super high mint. I mean, that's 0.4%, bro. You know what I mean? But I guess there's just so many that it's just done. Like, it's done. They're worthless. Yeah, I don't blame you, 2020. I don't blame you. I mean, that's its own kind of separate conversation, but it's very divisive too. And I think I mentioned that before. I had talked about it. Because not everybody's on the same page. And they don't even have a floor price. There's like nothing even going on. So yeah, that was probably a cash grab too. But it's all right. Sometimes you gamble, sometimes you fucking, sometimes it just doesn't pay off, man. So I mean, but like, what's a couple $100, you know, or maybe even a couple thousand, right? Like, all right, not a big deal. Yeah, Willa brought up fucking Vive. He got me all hyped about all their nonsense. SEC's fault for giving zero clarity and these projects failing to execute. Yeah. Well, I think that was one of the bigger arguments surrounding NFTs was people don't want regulation, right? Like from the government. People don't want government regulation, right? Until you see exactly what happens, where people put in thousands of dollars into NFTs and they think that people are going to follow through with their promise, and then they don't. So they get rugged. And then everybody gets mad and goes, well, now we need, you know, regulatory, because who's going to hold you accountable? Because anybody can make them. Anybody can make NFTs or launch a shit coin or whatever. And people get, you saw rug pull all the time. It happened to celebrities. They were doing it. They're still doing it. You know, that's why, what's her name got in trouble? Kim Kardashian. You know, she got in trouble for the SEC. She got fined, I think, like 200 or 300 grand because she was telling people to buy a coin and she didn't disclose that she was being paid for it. So the SEC got her ass. I mean, not that 200K is a lot to her, but, you know. And so that's I think where people disagree at is we don't want government regulation, you know, we want to be free and, you know, do things how we want to. That's fine. But when you then get into a realm where there's no rules, that's what you're going to get. People who steal from you, they're going to promise you the world and don't deliver. And then they're going to walk away with millions of dollars, get no repercussions, and you lost a bunch of money that you worked hard for, and now you're fucked. So, you know, because like even myself, I mean, I had a project lined up that I was going to do. It didn't work out. I mean, I still think there's a chance that we could do it, but it's been so long that I doubt it. And that's why I never brought it up. Because I'm like, we're not even close to launching this shit. So I didn't even bother telling you guys about it. But anyway, you guys have any more questions? Because I know there's about 40 of you on here, but we've been here for about an hour. I'm really not going to do anything with today's price action. I think this afternoon's a little bit, something's not right. I'd rather wait for the final hour, which means we'd probably have to take a break for like 45 minutes. And I'm just not going to sit here for that. I mean, I'll hang out for a minute, but I'm not going to be here for forever. Have a good one, Andres. What's good, Goldman? That's right. Let me check the vote. Okay, so we got 56 votes today, which is cool. A little bit more than yesterday. 57 now. Thank you. So we got 63% that said Discord, only 37% who said Telegram. Well, that's pretty reassuring. Because I'm not making a Telegram. But I am highly likely to make a Discord. I just have to figure things out, because there's not a YouTube video that really has it clear to where there's YouTube integration. So I'm trying to get 1 or 2 people right now to help me out a little bit, but because what I don't want to do, here's the problem I'm having, okay? What I don't want to do is launch the tier 3 and then you guys pay for it and it's not ready, or I haven't quite figured it out yet. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I need to know, like, what the fuck is going on before I launch the tier 3. But at the same time, I don't even know if I can, because YouTube has this integration with Discord, right? And so right now it's recognizing, hey, you've got tier 1 members and you've got tier 2 members, right? And there is no tier 3 right now because I don't have it on YouTube. So I'm almost thinking, well, shit, maybe I do have to launch tier 3 and then get people into the Discord. So here's one thing I can tell you, since there's over 40 of you on here. What you should do, if you don't have a Discord, number 1, make a Discord account. Okay? Get a Discord, 2-factor authentication, whatever. For those of you that already have one, what you need to do is connect your YouTube account with your Discord account. Okay? It's not hard. I'm sure you could YouTube it if you don't know how to do it. I still think we're going to take these lows, but how we're getting there is not. I really just want to walk away from these charts right now. That's honestly how I'm feeling. No text to speech. Oh, his name is no text to speech on YouTube. Oh, I didn't know that. Avoiding scams, setting up servers. Well, that's the thing. I've seen videos on the tutorials for integrating YouTube with like YouTube memberships with Discord, but I think because the part I'm confused on, what's up, Electric? The part I'm confused on is if you get into the Discord, how does Discord know that it's you? And that's why there has to be that connection, right? You have to like verify your YouTube into your Discord. And that I'm having like issues with. So I'm doing my best, but we may just have to say, fuck it. Drop the tier 3 and then figure it out from there. So I don't know, man. I've never made a Discord before. I never ran a Discord before. I mean, I've had a Discord. I made one for Trade House Houston a few years ago, but we really didn't do a lot with it. But I'm saying, like, bro, there's over 125 of you. You know what I'm saying? So we launch a tier 3, and I know there's going to be a few of you that are going to want to join that Discord. So I'm going to be anxious, like, I'm going to have really fucking bad anxiety if I cannot figure this out. Because I'm going to be like, what the fuck? Why is this working? All right. This is the last thing I'll say, and then we'll hop off of here. With Dow Jones, we just created equal lows. With S&P, we've also done the same here. We've created equal lows all day. We had small time frame highs here, lows here and here. That was swept. We had some lows here, swept. We have lows here, and now we have equal lows here. So I would say if you're going to do something, maybe these equal lows. And obviously, I think if that gets taken, it might as well hit 44.52 and grab that liquidity as well. So that's probably what I would wait for. Some sort of order flow down to those levels. Okay. So there's your like time windows for today. We're coming up on the last hour in like 40 minutes. So these levels down here, I think I could see, but I don't know. Today's one of those days where you just walk away, man. And I don't like that. That's how it is sometimes, because just like I said yesterday, I know you guys come on here and you want trade ideas. You want me to get you into a winning trade. But I'm telling you, I can't always do that. Sometimes shit happens and then we're in a range bound market or in a consolidation market. And so there's not going to be big moves that are offered, or it'll just do weird shit like this where it's like, okay, we might be bearish, and then it comes back. And it's just like, what do you do with that? You just walk away and come back another day. And I'll look at the link, Willow, in just a minute. Just linked it. Yeah, make sure anybody who wants to be a part of the Discord, do that today or tomorrow. Link your YouTube account to your Discord. Okay? Because I'm pretty sure that's the only way you're gonna be let in. We might not even create equal lows here. We might just blow through that and trade down to that low. Well, ain't that a bitch? There's that. And the alert is not going off. Where the fuck is my alert, bro? You guys see that? Where's the alert? All right, whatever. Trading views on that bullshit. But okay. All right. Today's definitely walk away. There's definitely nothing for me to do here. See? All right, here's the last thing and then I'll let you go. Sorry. You know, we got to have like 5 last things. The way that it traded down here to me was just very... I don't know how to explain it. It just disrespects this imbalance, but then still goes there. Like, I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? So I guess, yeah, just sweep on the equal highs down to the lows. But whatever. When your target is met, there's no more trade for me. Matter of fact, all right, here's the last thing. Here's the last thing. Someone posted this earlier, and they said that I think they shorted this. The reason I don't is because, or like the reason if you saw this as an imbalance or this as a mitigation and it didn't work, right? Because when you have downside targets or even upside targets, when they get met here and even here, I'm no longer looking to short because my target's been met. That's one of the criteria for high probability trade. It's one of the qualities of the mitigation model, right? You need a high probability target. That's one of the things. And so if you don't have that, I don't do anything. So now that this downside that we've been waiting for, it got there really fucking sloppy. With that, I don't know what to do now. I don't want to long and I don't want to short. So I guess we got to walk away. But yeah. 61 votes. Thank you guys for all the votes. I definitely appreciate that. It's always good to hear from you guys and to know what's what. But yeah, that's your homework for tonight, is connect your YouTube account with your Discord. I was gonna do like Instagram and all that shit too, but I'm like, ah, fuck it. Link it tonight so that way you are ready to go whenever we launch it. Okay? So y'all be good, man. Stay blessed. I appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for the likes as well. If you got some value today, if you haven't liked it already, please do so. It would mean the world to me. Thank you. Tier 2 members, you can expect the market review today. I'm not going to put a time on it, but I'm going to work on it. And you'll get that at some point today. Okay? In either late afternoon or early evening time. So probably about 5, 6, 7 hours from right now. All right? So be blessed. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place for a live analysis.